So, something that was breaking all over the news this past week, So, something that was breaking all over the news this past week was the abduction of Charlotte Sena. It's Sena.
Okay.
I almost said Sena. I think it's Sena. So this Saturday, September 30th, she was riding her bike around Monroe Lake State Park in New York State. Her family was at a campground, having some, fun family time. She rides a few laps with her friends, like family members, whatever. And then the last one, she's like, everybody goes back to eat dinner or whatever. And she's like, one more lap, please, and then she goes by herself. Boom, gone.
Yeah.
She doesn't come back. Her parents are like, where is she at? Go look for her, find her bike. So they call police. The police come out there. It was closed off to the public, period. They didn't want anybody from the public coming in and helping search. Because oftentimes when a kid, or anybody for that matter, like, what's her name? Carly Russell went missing. The public went out and started searching for her.
Of course.
Like, boots to the ground. Like,
kids are our future.
Civilians.
People, yeah.
But with her, they did not allow it. They shut it all off. They're like, nobody from the public is coming in to search. It's just firefighters, state troopers, police, like, law enforcement, period.
Wow. Okay.
And then we find out that the kidnapper left a ransom note in her family home's mailbox, and they found her.
Yeah.
Only like a few days later. It was, I think, right in the 48-hour range, is from what I'm remembering off the top of my head. October 2nd is when she was found. Missing September 30th, found October 2nd. So it's just a few days.
Super glad.
She was safe and in good health. We don't know what happened to her. But there has been a ton to come out since then. His son spoke up, claiming that he hopes he rots in prison. He seems very upset that he has to deal with all of this going on with his father. He said that he hates him and hopes he dies in prison.
I feel like those are very valid feelings for him to feel. Whether you can truly hate one of your parents, I don't know. I think that's more of a question for an expert. But in this situation, gosh, I would be embarrassed to be a family member with somebody who did something so stupid, so horrible, so embarrassing too. So I get it.
I forgot to mention how they found her. So he got arrested for a DUI. His fingerprints went in the system. They found fingerprints on the ransom note, and that's how they connected him to it. She was found at his mother's home in a camper, like an RV, behind his mother's trailer. It was a double-wide trailer.
Okay.
RV parked in the back. That's where I've been hearing Charlotte was found, in a closet. So there's a lot of questions around whether his mother knew or not. Her house was further away from where Charlotte lived, but his house was literally only a couple doors down from Charlotte's family home.
Jeez.
So he was right there. His actual house was right there. They had drones up around his house. There was a neighbor lady who came out and claimed that he tried to abduct her son, like, earlier in the year. Not sure if that's actually true or not. There's no police report on that, which is a bit odd if you did lie about that. Like, or if it did happen, why didn't you call the police?
I don't know.
So, a bit odd. Also, another thing that's come out is an ex of his, and this man, by the way, is Craig Ross. I don't think I said his name. He is 46 years old, and an ex-girlfriend of his came out and claimed that she thinks it's Amanda Priest. She's 33. So quite a bit younger. Not that that matters too much, 46, 33, not a huge deal. People were making kind of a big deal of that. And JLR, by the way, has been covering this like crazy. He has been on it, boots on the ground, and covering everything that's been coming out. I actually have really enjoyed his coverage on this specific case because he's been so invested, and I think it's on a personal level. This one bothered him. This did. But it's a miracle that Charlotte was found. Now, what Amanda Priest is alleging, his ex-girlfriend, is that she thinks that he held the ransom because he's having financial issues, because of it was like something to do with taxes. Like he maybe had been audited or something. It was something like that. He was
That's
having
scary to own the tax man money.
Yeah, so he was behind on tax. Okay, I'm wrong. It's property taxes. He was behind on tax payments for a property in Porter Corners in Saratoga County, less than 2 miles from Charlotte's parents' home. And she thinks that the reason he went after Charlotte specifically is because her grandfather was granted, I think it was $2.2 million back in like the 80s.
Okay.
What? That's so long ago.
Yeah.
That's super, super long ago.
That would make me feel a little bit better, just because I feel like it's not about some kind of sexual element, you know? Mm-hmm. Maybe it was all focused on money, and he felt like that they had the most money of any family around him. I don't know, but gosh, what an idiot. And I'm just glad that she's back safe, man.
Me too. So he was awarded, it was Patrick Sena. Sena. He was Charlotte's grandfather, and he was awarded $2.2 for a settlement in 1998. I thought it was 1989.
Okay.
But yeah, 1998, he got $2.2 million over a sledding accident, and he sued the town of Greenfield.
Hey.
Because he got hurt from a bump or something like that. I don't know. He hit a bump and went flying, and he got a fractured spine and pelvis.
You just need a sledding accident to make a little bit of money.
He thought because her grandfather got a couple mil, like...
Pre-2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you would hold her ransom and get a chunk of that money. I think he was only asking for $50,000. Yeah, it was $50,000 that he was asking for in the ransom letter. This guy is trash, though.
Yep.
He's actual trash.
Yep.
For real.
He is. I know it.
And I'm just super happy that she's back home safe. I hope that the financial aspect is true, because hopefully that means Charlotte didn't suffer any abuse other than the kidnapping from this horrible man. Hopefully. Yeah. Hopefully it was nothing more than taking her, putting her in a closet, apparently, and hopefully feeding her and at least taking care of her. I get so. This is super traumatic, but hopefully the least traumatic it could be is what I hope for her and her family. I hope that they're all coping okay and getting the support and the help that they need to get through such a tough time. But yeah, actual trash. I thought we would just mention it here on the podcast because it's been such a big deal and there's been so much coming out since. But yeah, I really suggest watching JLR's videos on it too, because he's really been diving deep head first into it.
Yeah. I'm just really glad that she's back.
Me too.
Gosh, anything can go so much worse. I mean,
this is a rarity.
Regardless what you think with the whole John Bonet thing, at least the setup, the outline of that crime was a very similar fashion. And if you don't get what you want, a lot of times kids get harmed, or they've already been harmed from the very beginning. So, it's a child. Like, yes, this guy, anybody that harms a child in any way, is trash. And because you were back on property taxes that gives you the okay or green light to go out there and stalk and take a child is just disgusting to me. And I understand how his kid is feeling. I understand how the rest of the U.S. is feeling, and we feel the same way, man. And people like that are dangerous and need to be put behind bars.
I just can't imagine being behind on my property taxes and abducting a little girl.
I can't think of anything where there's any reason to abduct or harm a child. Nothing.
It's just so ridiculous.
There's nothing in life that is ever bad, hard, whatever, enough to do something that horrible, because things like that ruin people's lives for their entire lives, you know. Any new watchers, you might not know this, but I was a victim of a child abuse, not from my parents. I had a really good immediate family, but just it happened with another family member, and things like that stick with you your whole life. You know what I mean? It followed me around in little areas till I was able to work through it, you know, in my 20s and things like that. So I just, in this situation, I just hope that there's not much trauma.
Yeah.
Like sexual based, but I'm curious what you guys think.
I feel the same way. I think he's probably a drug addict too, because they were wearing hazmat suits while searching his mother's home, and I don't know.
Way.
Yeah, I don't know what else.
That's a good indicator. Gosh.
I don't know what else they could be. Why else they would be wearing hazmat suits to search that home?
Yeah, jeez.
Which makes me also nervous for Charlotte. Like, thank God if there's like fentanyl or, you know, another drug in there that she didn't come in contact with it, you know?
Absolutely.
I mean, the RV in the backyard honestly makes me question it too.
Yeah, like a cookhouse.
Yep. Exactly.
I know. That's classic cooker MO right there.
Oh, yeah. Yep. But we want to know what you guys think. If you hear any more that's coming out about this or want to hear any more about it, let us know.